Thank you all for coming. Can you hear me all right? This is Brian Ray. I've known him since I was 10 years old, maybe. He's been a longtime friend of Billy's, and he came over to the house a week or so ago, and we had a long discussion, and it just popped into my head that he would have some wonderful things to share in the ceremony here tonight. So I asked him to come. I'm happy he's here. I'll hand it over to you, Brian.
Well, thank you. Well, I have the privilege of being asked to direct some words today. It's really through my longtime friendship. Billy, Joe, and I had a unique opportunity to meet each other up in the West Fork of Lake Dolores River in Dublin, Hot Springs, back in about 1977. And we shared a certain connection, and one of the connections that we immediately were drawn to each other was our connection to nature, because we both love being in nature. And so it's fortuitous that this time of year for us, that we're all gathered here, really for our love and our care for our brother Billy. And today, just within nature, is a very special time. It's a full moon on the winter solstice. And there's a kind of a force and an energy that happens with all of us. And it really connects us all to a bigger picture. It connects us all to kind of a light that can illuminate us a little bit more, connect our hearts together. Because really, Joe was a man who his love and his care and his kindness brought us all together at this moment. It's really a celebration of life. And it's a reminder for us to celebrate our life. This moment that we get to share, it's a joy. It's the loss that we won't see him again this time, in this lifetime. But it's also a joy that we got to know someone that is so connected that we feel compelled to come here and be here and share a little bit of ourselves and our friendship with each other as well. So he and I shared some common ground in our time in Dublin, cabin life in the mountains of Colorado. We shared a love of music. Music brought us together as well. And we shared a little bit of learning about how to walk this path of life and do it with maybe a little more kindness, with a little more care, a little more compassion, maybe a little more understanding of what it is to be a human being on this earth, to maybe be a little bit more of a little light on this earth, to spread a little more kindness, a little more care in the world, a little more respect for each other. Billy practiced that, and we studied that together on our journey of life, on a path of life, where we both went many times on quiet walks in nature, was to feel the goodness, and to feel really how special it is to get to have this lifetime. And I, for one, am very grateful to have him as a friend, as a brother of mine, as a teacher of mine. And also, it was through him that I got to meet a lot of people. Some of you we met many years ago, decades ago, and we get to carry on in community and maybe we can be a little bit better example of how to use this memory of our friend and our brother to maybe feel a little more inspired to continue to have a good life, continue to spread more kindness. And this time of year, within the solstice, and this time, very special time of year in the Western world, the Christian world, just to find a way to spread more goodwill, to find a way to be a little more peaceful. Because we're him in the few decades that we were together. We shared that study of life together and worked to put that into practice. And he's missed, but he's also loved. And it's in the bittersweet moment that we have that we get to come together with our love for our friend, and also that this time we won't can't call him anymore, can't see him anymore this time. But I'll see him again some other time. So I'd like to open the floor to Joe and Will. They have put together a photo show. And we can continue.
Thank you, Brian. So, in the spirit of Billy's passing, winter solstice, and the return of light, I'd like to open with a Billy quote. Within darkness comes knowledge, and within the light comes understanding. It is truly a blessed evening. When Dad found out he had an aggressive, untreatable terminal cancer, the first thing he said was, "What will I tell the children?" He was most worried about his family and his loved ones. He wondered who would comfort us in his absence. These heartfelt concerns were kind, just as he was. I put myself in his shoes and wondered how it might feel to be given such news. How did Dad feel about dying? William Frederick Moffat was born in Chicago on May 21st, 1937. Billy wasn't the oldest in the family. He had a brother, Donnie, and was soon to have a younger sister, Dottie. Donald Moffat and Dorothy Clark were his loving parents. Donald, a Chicago bond trader, and Dorothy, a city socialite and homemaker, were, according to Dad, an inseparable and perfect couple. As you can see for yourself, Billy's parents were indeed in love. Their positive attitude, which Grandpa Moffat prided himself on mastering, being a Norman Vincent Peale fan, had a profound impact on Billy from an early age. Billy and his older brother Donnie were very close in age. Sister Dottie was to be born 8 years later. And like any brothers, well, let's just say Grandma Moffat thought boxing gloves might keep them out of too much trouble. By the time Billy's little sister Dottie became a new addition to the family, Billy's interest turned to sports. He loved playing hoops. You know, he grew up to be 6'4", good height for a basketball player. But he also had an interest in music. A neighbor invited him to enroll in private lessons playing the tenor saxophone. He learned quickly and put down the basketball to keep playing the horn. Yeah. Dad always referred to himself as a D- student. He didn't think he was college material, so going into the Army was his next best move. An officer asked him if he could play a musical instrument. "You mean I can play my saxophone for my Army gig?" Believing he'd make the cut, he tried out for the U.S. Army Band. Playing music for 3 years opened his eyes to the nuances and subtleties of jazz. For those of you who haven't heard, there's a 2-part interview with my dad and Tom Yoder on the KSJD Story Vault. It's under the Montezuma mixtape. If you Google Billy Moffat KSJD, you'll find it. If you haven't heard it yet, I recommend it. After returning home from the Army, he continued playing tenor sax in various jazz clubs around Chicago. Just as in the Army, he played in a mixed race band, and because of segregation, his band was only allowed to play in the black clubs. During his experience of playing music with his homeboys, as he called them. He amassed quite a collection of records and broadened his musical style, talent, and taste. However, Mom and Dad, stumbling home at 4 in the morning, night after night, worried Billy's parents. One day, Dad woke to the sound of Mr. Moffat yelling, "Son, it's time you get yourself a real job." The next day, Billy pounded the pavement and at his father's suggestion, asked for and got a job at a nearby firm. He started as a janitor and then became a mail deliverer. He worked his way up to getting lunches and running errands for the firm's brokers, some of who later became Billy's mentors. Time marched on as Billy delivered his boss's dry clean suits, which he wished he could wear. He cleaned the executive offices where he wished he could sit, and drove brokers to restaurants where he wished he could dine. One day he asked a trusted trader if he could share with him what his day-to-day job was like. They sat for hours and discussed the business, soaking up as much as he could within those weeks. Inspired Billy. He was given a study guide by one of the brokers, one of these study guides that the brokers took in order to pass and get the job. He studied it from cover to cover. Call it a photographic memory, luck, or the fact that Billy Moffat was a genius. He aced the test. He didn't just ace it, he scored 100%. The highest score of anyone in the company. Dad aimed high, took a shot, and hit the mark. It's your merit, Billy. A lot happened during the Chicago hustle. In a matter of months, the firm's errand boy became a broker. He excelled beyond everyone's expectations. Life was exciting. He bought his first custom suit and took a seat in a leather chair at his very own desk. The world was his oyster. You know, he's always loved oysters. A smart and sexy bombshell was working at the Harris Bank building in downtown Chicago. During a multi-company Christmas party in the financial district, my mom and dad met. The Army jazz man, saxophone player, rags to riches errand boy, set out to marry Suzanne Grostowski, a clever beauty from the South Side. Dad now had a steady job, which was quickly becoming a substantial career, a new wife, and his whole life ahead of him. What now? Well, the honeymoon. Then what? Well, golf. And beer. Then what? As his career continued to advance, he and my mom moved out to the suburbs of Chicago, where they bought a house and decided to start a family. The firstborn sibling, our sister, Julie Moffat, arrived on the planet May 10, 1967, in Crystal Lake, Illinois. Dad balanced work and family life by teaching Julie how to golf. Anything to get him out on the golf course. And then there were two. I was born in 1970, 3 years after Julie, with 2 kids and 2 dogs at home, and a skyrocketing career as a bond trader in Chicago. Dad was a busy man. How did he handle the pressure? As he would say, he let his current situation dictate his next move. And that situation catapulted him to senior vice president of wartime in New York City. Honey, we're moving to the East Coast. In 1971, Dad was very accustomed to his executive office, his custom suits, and all the oysters his heart desired. He bought a family-style home in Short Hills, New Jersey, and made the commute to the big city. That D- errand boy, back row, far right, was at the height of his career. He attended meetings with dignitaries, luncheons with politicians, and cocktail hours with rock stars. He partied in disco clubs with models and sat courtside at basketball games. Front row seat to the Rolling Stones, not a problem. Dad could do anything. You may have heard Billy say, life doesn't have to be bad in order for it to get better. And so it goes. Dad got a call from a colleague asking him if he wanted to buy a share of an old ghost town in southwest Colorado. Sure, why not? He wrote a check and became a partner in Denton Hot Springs, sight unseen. It was pretty clear the first time Dad crossed the bridge into Denton that he was entering a magical new world. Waterfalls, rivers, and whiskey fueled his love affair with the West. Denton captured his heart and persuaded his spirit to keep soaring beyond the ordinary. This new world was different, and this new world he loved. Summers in Denton were fun. That was good. The partners and their families gathered there year after year, and each passing summer fueled Dad's yearning to break free from the life he had in New York. Not a day too soon, this New York City slicker was transforming. Horses, outhouses, and hot springs seduced him into thinking there must be more to life than going to work in tall buildings. Dad's inseparable parents died within a month of each other shortly after his father retired from his long career as a bond trader. This affected Billy on a deep level. While he had been dreaming about giving it all up to move out west, realizing he might not have the time to do so, pushed him into thinking hard about moving to Denton. This man on the left was a sheep herder named Cheyenne. He was a simple, honest, humble man that Billy very much admired. As he met new friends along the West Fork, each one captivated him by the rich life experiences they had living a much simpler life than he. One day, Dad and Cheyenne rode horses up to Navajo Lake. Dad told Cheyenne about his desire to live in the mountains. He told him about his parents dying and how that made him examine his own life. And he also shared the usual apprehension any man would have in deciding to quit a lucrative job and pry himself free from the norm. Billy's life in New York was his dream. He wanted those suits, the office, the cocktail parties with rock stars. So why was he so eager to leave it? Call it divine intervention or a perfect flash of insight. The next few words that came out of Cheyenne's mouth flipped a switch in Billy's head. All he said was, well, Billy, and there's a couple of you out here, you can do his accent a little better than me. Well, Billy, you can enjoy your life here. A simple truth that changed everything. You can enjoy your life here. Now, this is Roy Shepard. Roy owned Paradise Hot Springs. He divided his time between his house in McBee and spending time at Paradise. When Dad met Roy, Roy was not interested in selling his ranch, but because of the magic that always surrounded Billy, Dad would become the only person Roy considered selling to if he ever wanted to sell it. Too soon, Roy's health began to fail. After one brief phone call to Billy, he and Dad made the deal. Billy became the new owner of Paradise Hot Springs. 2 weeks later, Billy was finished at wartime. 6 months after that, Roy died. Dad was crushed, yet grateful to be in the position he found himself in. He said it was the best trade he's ever made. Trading money for time. To thank Cheyenne for his counsel, Dad made a vow to enjoy his life there. I think he did well. Just as quickly as Dad's bond trading career escalated, his adaptation to a new life in the Rockies surged to new heights. He believed and said, "The art of adaptation is born of the force of humility, and its reward is abundance. That which replaces what was given up quite often is accompanied by something of a much greater value." While he loved to visit New York, he never looked back or regretted his decision. He found greater value in exploring what it was this new life had to offer. The people, the place, and the possibilities stirred something inside Dad's soul. He said, just maybe there is more value to be found in the things that money can't buy. People from his former high society country club scene didn't understand. His comment to them, "I didn't drop out, I dropped in." Long days and short pants, as he described summers in paradise, afforded him some new hobbies. With so much beauty to behold, Dad tried his eye at photography, and how lucky are we to have enjoyed his photographs, whether it's hanging in our walls, in our houses, at home, or decorating our Facebook and Instagram feeds. And then came winter. He'd always get that question, what do you do when you have to go? You have to go in the middle of the night. His classic answer was always, I just go. But in a featured story of Billy's unique lifestyle that was published in the World of Interiors magazine, a writer explained what he really did. She wrote, answering the call of nature, early one winter morning, his footsteps sinking into 3 feet of snow, he saw in the moonlight the shadow cast on its whiteness by the smoke rising from the chimney of the cabin, an epiphany of the ordinary, which moved him beyond words. That's how he went. He also had a phrase for taking a leak outside. Anyone?
Free
Free
pissin'.
There's always free pissin' in paradise. Back in the day when it used to snow, made winters long and hard. Have-nots gotta make do, he'd say. Being snowed in for days without a single car passing on the road meant he was right where he wanted to be. Up to his neck in hot water with a bottle of Dickel. Alone, but not lonely. It's tough out here in the Rockies. Time alone was very sacred for Billy. Shifting gears as dramatically as he did led to many hours of self-reflection and examination of his thoughts, actions, and that mysterious inner world many of us tend to ignore. He welcomed the fire of transformation and let change burn his old identity to make room for what was next. As he said before, that which replaces what was given up is quite often accompanied by something of much greater value. Not long after Dad embodied an entirely new self, he met his sweetie Cindy, Will's mom Cindy. All the joys, all the wonderment, all the challenges, and all that comes from living remotely and without plumbing was now shared by two. Cindy was as much a part of paradise as Billy. She walked the walk for many years beside Dad. Just a few days after the summer solstice in 1985, William Caleb Moffat was born, named after Caleb. He's here tonight, he's there at left, who was Will's godfather. Cindy and Dad pioneered the art of raising a child in paradise. Will's mom and dad raised him right. He learned how to fish in the river, go free pissing, take long soaks and bucket showers in back of the hot bath, hike, play, nap in the summer home, and eat escargot and caviar because Dad never lost his appreciation. Adjusting to fatherhood again. Hey, I'll bet you heard him say it's far better that you adapt to it rather than try and make it adapt to you. Welcome to paradise. They both adapted pretty well. As Will was growing up, Dad continued his love of photography and music, and that kept him busy. He contributed his expertise in business and his knowledge of music during his involvement with KOTO Radio and Telluride. Many listeners enjoyed his weekly Best in Jazz shows and his stints emceeing the Telluride Jazz Festival. In time, he joined the board of KSJD and became a DJ, sharing with his listeners his stories and lighthearted commentary and blending genres on his show. From Led Zeppelin to Lady Gaga, Mozart to Morcheeba, mixing it up is his signature style we all so love at KSJD. Hell, Dad loved music so much he attended many live music concerts. From sitting in the gospel tent on a Sunday morning at Jazz Fest in New Orleans to hula hooping with me at Blues and Brews, Dad didn't skip on fun. He was ageless when it came to music. As daddies do, he married off his 2 girls, got a couple of grandkids, granddogs, spent time with Will in New York and chilled in his old haunts, extended his family to Sweden through Will's lovely wife Malin and her parents, acquired a son-in-law who not only knows how to chef oysters and fix things, he also has the same birthday, May 21st, lucky me. Dad always maintained a witty and dapper, yet silly essence about him, one that was so easy to adore. Daily life brought him simple pleasures. I let joy find me, he'd say, rather than waste his time searching for it. For nearly 40 years, he chopped wood and carried water. While some might find this too hard of a way to live, Dad understood the trade-off. Moved to a condo in Boca Raton? Stacking split rounds on the porch just so afforded him the satisfaction to sit by the fire and feel grateful for a life beyond the ordinary. I've often heard him say, I live in a kingdom, but I don't have to be king. It took me a while to get that, but now I understand. Dad enjoyed a royal life without the pressure to be anyone but himself or do anything other than what he wanted. He did it his way. He truly lived in paradise and occupied it with dignity and grace. Never met anyone quite like him. Even as his life closed in, he continued to be positive and engage in quality, love-filled conversation. Quote, if it doesn't matter, don't make it matter. He never forgot what mattered to him. Oysters and champagne, good friends, family love, and the luxury of comfort. So how did Dad feel about dying? He said with certainty, I've had a charmed life. It would be an insult to my Creator to be upset about this now. In the dark moments, while facing the end of his life, he shed light on his fate. I taught you how to live. Now I'm going to teach you how to die. In the spirit of knowledge and understanding, I'm guessing the entire world could feel love and light pouring into and from his being. Settling into the sweet, sweet music, Dad made the ultimate trade, this life for his next. Billy taught us all so much. I'd like to share a poem he wrote several years ago. Walking up the stairs of time, I thought and wondered why. We learn so much along the way, but when it's time to die, if only we could pass it on before our lives are through, to family, friends, and those who care, to people just like you. Walking up the stairs of time, I soon began to cry. I'll give them all I have to give, and then I'll wave goodbye. If I return, I'll walk again and listen to the winds. Walking up the stairs of time, it ends where it begins. I ask you now to close your eyes and remember the sweet voice and soul of Billy. Whether he is offering you solace in your troubles, bringing ideas to your mind, or giving your face a smile, as he said, it ends where it begins. May you take this day as a reminder that there is always light, and where there is light, there is love. Where there is light and love, there is peace. Thank you.